बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Devotees, dearest devotees, please close your eyes. Try to sit up straight and focus your mind on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Feel His presence. Meditate on the spiritual master. Ajnanatimirandhasya Janashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Kasturi tilakam lalat patale vakshasthale kaustubham nasagre varamautikam karatale venuh kare kankanam Sarvange harichandanam sulalitam kanthe chamuktavali gopastri pariveshtito vijayate gopal chudamani Namah Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamaline Namah Kamalpadaya Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Vidhati Purvam Yo Vedansha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvang Hadevam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. राधा रानी की जय. श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय. आदरणीय पंडित गण, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, worshipable Pandits, dearest devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my humblest pranam, my humblest obeisances to each and every one of you here tonight, and those who are listening to us through the medium of social media, Facebook, YouTube, Bhakti TV, etc. Very special Radhe Radhe to all of you also, and my Naman, my Pranam. Tonight, we're at the home of Mr. Kuber Ramlochan and family of Raghunandan Hill in Penal, San Francisco, Penal. It's indeed a pleasure to be at this home again. Last time I came, there was flood, not here, but in the road coming. So it's nice that we have so much nice weather today. And it's a great pleasure to be here once again. As we join in divine satsang, sacred satsang. First, I'd like everyone to join me in bhajan. I've chosen tonight again bhajan from the divine composition written by Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. He's written many, many books. He's the fifth original Jagat Guru, world teacher. And amongst the five topmost. This is why Jagat Guru Tam. In one of the book, Premras Madira, comprising of 1008 pads of divine composition, 21 madhuris. This is one of them. This pad again describes Shri Krishna. If you have been able to get the book, you can see on page 21 of the book. Yeah, page 21. So I'll just briefly describe this beautiful bhajan so that those who listen also and not able to see the book can benefit also. So one gopi, a Sakhi, gopi is asking her friend, intimate friend, "Hey Sakhi, aapne Shyam Sundar Kanhaiya ko dekha?" This gopi is saying, "Oh my dear friend, have you seen Shri Krishna, the dark complexioned one?" The gopi said, "Yes, I've seen him." And she describes how she sees him. Madhura madhura dhuni benu bajavat gayan pache jatare. He was taking the cows to graze, walking behind the cows. This is when I saw him. And he was playing that divine basuri, benu. The most beautiful sound was being played by Shri Krishna on the divine basuri, stealing the hearts of all the gopis and all the devotees, and walking behind the cows. Kandhe kanak lakuti kamariyaru pitambar paharat. And she describes how he looks, the clothes. He was wearing pitambar, yellow silken clothes, very beautiful. So beautiful, like the strike of a lightning. He had on his shoulder a golden stick, lakuti, and the pitambar. And he also had a black kambal, kamari, black kambal on one shoulder, and his clothes was fluttering in the wind. Chitravani chot chalavat muri muri manda manda musukatare. While he's walking, he's looking from this side to that side. The gopis of all hearing that basuri, they all ran out from their home. These gopis could not bear a moment of being separated from Shri Krishna. And they know that now he's taken the cows to pasture. They won't see him the whole day. So they wanted to catch every glance of him, to bring that in their heart and keep it there, that would take them throughout the day. So he's looking, knowing that they're looking at him, he's looking from side to side and smiling. A very beautiful smile, soft, slow smile that steals the heart of all of them. Sangadhan sukha manu sukha Sridama aganit sakana jamatare. Together with him, of course, the cowherd boys, his friends, thousands and thousands of cowherd boys, also taking the cows out to pasture, accompanying Kanhaiya Shri Krishna. Jhumi kripalu chalat puni dekhat Ghomi Yashomati Matare. Yashoda Maya is also looking. She loves Kanhaiya more than her life. She wants to catch every last glimpse. And knowing that also, Kanhaiya, Shri Krishna looks back at Maya, giving her that wonderful vision, and smiles and senses love in the direction of Maya. So we can visualize this beautiful Leela, divine pastime of Shri Krishna, as the gopi is describing to her friend. हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. Everyone try to sing. Clap and sing along. Oh, हम देखे 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 श्यामल गात रे, हम 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 देखे. Page 20. हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. ओ मधुर मधुर धुनि वेणु बजावत, मधुर मधुर धुनि वेणु बजावत, मधुर मधुर धुनि वेणु बजावत, मधुर मधुर धुनि वेणु बजावत. ओ गैयन पाछे जात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, गैयन पाछे जात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. राधे गैयन पाछे जात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम गैयन पाछे जात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. ओ हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. कांधे कनकलकुटी कामरियर, कांधे कनकलकुटी कामरियर, कांधे कनकलकुटी कामरियर, कांधे कनकलकुटी कामरियर. ओ पीतांबर फहरात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. राधे पीतांबर फहरात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे. ओ हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे श्यामल गात रे, हम देखे राधे चितवनी चोट चलत पुनि देखत
चितवनी चोट चलावत मुरी मुरी
ओ चितवनी चोट चलावत मुरी
चितवनी चोट चलावत मुरी मुरी
चितवनी चोट चलावत मुरी मुरी
चितवनी चोट
राधे
चलावत मुरी मुरी
ओ मंद मंद मुस्कात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
राधे मंद मंद मुस्कात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
ओ हम देखे 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 शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
हम देखे शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
ओ संग धन सुख मन सुख श्री दामा
सुख मन सुख श्री दामा
ओ संग धन सुख मन सुख श्री दामा
संग धन सुख मन सुख श्री दामा
ओ अगणित सखन जमात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
राधे अगणित सखन जमात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
ओ हम देखे 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 शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
हम देखे शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
झूमी कृपालु चलत पुनि देखत
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 ओ भूमि यशोमती मात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
राधे भूमि यशोमती मात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
हम देखे 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 शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
हम देखे शाम लगात रे हम देखे शाम लगात रे
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. Wonderful tabalchi, wonderful tabla you hear in accompanying, of course, our dear Shambhu Bhai. And we had bhajans earlier also by Haridat ji. We'll hear more bhajans later on also too. Thank them very much. I mentioned that Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu wrote many books. One of the books name was Bhakti Shatak. The word Shatak means 100. 100 divine composition, couplets, dohas, containing all the philosophy of all the Vedas, all the Puranas, Mahabharata, Gita, Ramayana, all the scriptures. Tonight I'm choosing one of these doha. The doha says, number 61, Bhakti Shatak. Gyan Marai Dai Mukti, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. Amar Rahe Ik Bhakti Hi, Chahana Swarg Apavarg. This is the doha. We'll sing it a little bit and then we will hear. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe.
Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe.
Krishna Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna.
Krishna Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna.
Gyan Marai, Gyan Marai Dai Mukti, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. Radhe Radhe.
Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pad, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. Radhe Radhe.
Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pad, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. Radhe Radhe.
Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pad, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. Radhe Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe
Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
So I'll go into the first line of this doha first. Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pad, Karma Marai Dai Swarg. For knowing God, there are three paths. Three paths. Reason being, there are many reasons. First, Vedas, which is the highest authority, is divided into three sections. Teen bhag. Karma Kand, or the path of Vedic rites and rituals, Varnashram Dharma. Upasana Kand, or the path of bhakti, love in God. And Gyan Kand, or the path of knowledge. There are 100,000 mantras in Vedas, 80,000 mantras Karma Kand, 16,000 mantras Upasana Kand, 4,000 mantras Gyan Kand. So 3 parts, 3 bhag, 3 section. Also, there are 3 qualities of Maya. Maya that governs us, the individual soul. Last night I spoke in detail about Maya. Has 3 gunas, 3 qualities. Sattva gun, Rajogun, Tamogun. 3 gunas, 3 qualities. Also, God, there's only one supreme power, one God, but He has 3 forms. That one God has 3 forms. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti Shabdyate. Bhagavad Mahapuran. That one supreme power, supreme God has 3 forms. Brahm, or the formless aspect. Nirgun, Nirvishesh, Nirakar. No qualities, no name, no pastime, nothing. Just existence. Brahm. Paramatma, also known as Mahavishnu, 4 bhuja, 4 arms, and Bhagavan, the personal aspect of God, Ram, Krishna, etc. Just as water, Pani, Jal, has 3 states, 3 different forms. Water in the liquid form, if you freeze it, it becomes ice, it's solid, but it's still water. And if you heat the water to a certain temperature, it becomes steam. It's still water. If you condense the steam, again you get water. Distilled water. So 3 different states of one object. In the same way, God has 3 forms, one God. So in the same way, there are 3 paths. You may have heard of others, but either they are part of this, any one of these, or a combination of them. But 3 main paths. Bhagavad says, Yogastreo maya prokta ninam shreyo vidhit sama jnanam karma cha bhaktischa nopayonyosti kutrachit. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 Canto, 20th chapter, 6th verse. Shri Krishna is saying to Uddhav, there are 3 paths for knowing God, knowing Shri Krishna. Gyan, Karma, Bhakti, the path of Gyan, the path of knowledge, non-dualism. Advait, the path of Karma, Vedic rites and rituals, Varnashram Dharma, and the path of Bhakti, love in God. So, look at the first 2. The first line is saying, Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pad. One who follows the path of Gyan, his aim is to attain mukti, to merge into the formless aspect of Shri Krishna, to merge into Brahm. This is the aim. I mentioned last night, this is impossible in Kali Yuga to even attain Atma Gyan. Forget about mukti. That Jnani destroys the mind. One who attains mukti experiences nothing. Kuch nahi. In the Ramayana, Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Kak Basundi ji, काघबुसुंदी मांगुवर अति प्रसन्न मोहि जान, हो रामा अति प्रसन्न मोहि जान। अनिमादिक सिद्धि अपर निधि, मोक्ष सकल सुख खान, हो रामा मोक्ष सकल सुख खान। सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम, शंकर हरि ओम जय जय
सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम, जय जय सिया राम।
भगवान श्री राम says to कागबसुंदी जी, कागबसुंदी मांगुवर अति प्रसन्न मोहि जान। O कागबसुंदी जी, I am extremely pleased with you, ati prasann, and will give you anything you desire. Please ask me for a boon. Bar mango. Kagbasundi ji said to Bhagwan, Maharaj, I don't want anything. I have you. What are you going to give me? When you have Bhagwan, you have everything. What do I need? And what are you going to give? Bhagwan said, you want to hear? Tell. So he said, oh, Animadik Siddhi Apar Nidhi. You can ask for Siddhis, Anima, Laghima, Garima. These powers can do the almost impossible. One can become so light like a feather, blow them away. Or so heavy, hundreds of people won't be able to lift him. You can walk on fire, on water, fly in the sky. Almost impossible. You can enter somebody's mind and know exactly what they're thinking. People hear siddhis and they go, ooh. For a devotee, Tulsidas Maharaj says, a devotee looks upon siddhis like dry grass. Once you become attracted to siddhi, that's the end of you. You will never attain God. So siddhi, nidhi, apara nidhi, great treasure. And moksha sakal sukha khan. I'll give you moksha, liberation, the storehouse of all happiness. It's a lie. Kagbasundi was well taught by Guru. He would not ask for any of those things. There's nothing in mukti. You see, look, it is our mind that experiences happiness and sorrow. But the one following the path of Gyan, the Gyani, destroys the mind. And the soul, the Atma, which is a non-doer, merges into the formless absolute Brahm. There is infinite happiness, but nobody to experience. One saint, Ramakrishna Paramahansa, a great saint, used to say, I do not want to become the sugar. Sugar is sweet, but sugar cannot taste its own sweetness. He said, I don't want to become the sugar. I want to eat the sugar. It is the person who eats the sugar, who tastes the sweetness. If I become the sugar, I merge into the formless Brahm, nothing. So devotee doesn't want that. A devotee never says, Aham Brahmasmi, Shivoham, I am God. A devotee will never say that. A devotee says, Dasoham, Dasoham, I am a servant of the Lord. My Das. I cannot be Bhagavan. Even after attaining Bhagavan. And everything, Gyan, gives mukti and then Gyan is destroyed. Because you retain nothing. The self merges, like a river merges into the ocean. So the identity is also lost. So Gyan is destroyed. Nothing remains. Gaurang Mahaprabhu, when he speaks about mukti, he says it is the greatest obstacle, the greatest deceiver. Because it deceives you. It takes you away from the real path. So people want and they have attained. I mentioned last night, in the age of Kali Yuga, these are all impossible. Kag Basundiji, he saw uncountable Kali Yuga through the grace of Bhagwan Shri Ram. There's a section in the Ramayana called the Kali Yuga Mahima, where Kag Basundiji describes what happens in the Kali Yuga. You should read it sometime. Kag Basundiji says to Guruji Maharaj, Kali Yuga Jog na jag Gyana Ek Adhar Ram Gun Gana Jai Ram Shri Ram These things you can't do in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga Yoga na Jagya Jnana. Uncountable Kali Yugas. Kag Basundiji saw. And he says, he's given the description that this age of Kali Yuga is so terrible. These things you cannot do yoga. Yoga doesn't mean what people call yoga, physical exercise. Yoga means something else. Yoga means yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi, yoga. What we call yoga today in the world, people do, the correct name is yogasan. One of the limb, asan, yogasan. To keep the body fit, exercise. But before asan, yam, niyam. Yam Niyam has very big, I'll take whole night and not be able to explain in detail. The gist of it, complete control over the mind and then do asana. Hey Bhagwan, who can control the mind? Arjun said, I can't. Chanchalami mana Krishna pramati balavadidham tasyaham nigaham manye vayuriva sudushkaram. Chapter 6, verse 34, Gita. Arjun is saying, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying to Arjun, control the mind, control the mind. Arjun says, how to control this mind? It is so strong, turbulent and unyielding. It is more difficult to control the mind than it is to control the wind. And in the path of yoga, first control, complete control over the mind, then asana, then pranayama. Everybody is doing. It's good. Exercise, keep the body fit. We should all exercise, do something, run, go to the gym. If you can't do all of that, do some yogasana. But that's not yoga. That's yoga is impossible in Kali Yuga. Gyan, the path of knowledge, impossible. I told you, Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya kathopanishad. The Vedas say the path of Gyan is like walking on the edge, sharp edge of a sword. Gyan panth, kripan kai dhara. She says, same thing. It's like walking on the sharp edge of a sword. It's so difficult. Impossible. Yajna, dharma, cannot do in Kali Yuga. So Gyan, even if one can do, it gives moksha. The person merges into the formless absolute Brahm, Brahmanan, infinite happiness, but nobody to experience. Gyan is destroyed. The personality, the entity is the personality, who I am, is destroyed. No one to experience. And karma, the path of karma, this is the path of Vedic rites and rituals, Varanashram Dharma. Two things, Varn, Ashram. Varn means, it sounds a bad word sometimes. It's not rightly interpreted, that's why. Varna. Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This is Varna. Ashram, stages of life. Brahmacharya, Grihasti, Vanaprasth, Sannyas. What Brahmachari, Grihasti is supposed to do, Brahmachari, Brahman is supposed to do, what a Grihasti Brahman is supposed to do, what a Vanaprasthi Brahman is supposed to do, what a Sannyasi Brahman is supposed to do, etc. 80,000 mantras. No one can do. Not in Kali Yuga. Too many laws, too many rules and regulations. Not only that, someone is performing a yajna. Kag Basundaji is saying impossible in Kali Yuga. Why? So Bhagavad gives the answer. Dharma sampadyate shadbhi. Dharma sampadyate shadbhi. Radharmastu viparyayah. 11 Canto, 21st chapter, 15 verse, Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. Shri Krishna is saying to Uddhav, there are 6 conditions to be fulfilled. 6 shadabhi. And all impossible. We can't go in great detail, but I'll briefly explain. The 6. Desh, Kal, Padarth, Karta, Mantra, Vidhi. 6. Desh means the place. You're going to do Yajna Havan. Where are you going to do it? Anywhere? Anywhere? No. That place has to be pure. Nothing wrong should ever been performed in that place. This is a Kali Yuga. Millions and millions of years have gone. Who knows? You have built a mandir. What happened there before? Nobody knows. Where are you going to find this pure place? Desh, Kal, the auspicious moment, Muhurt, has to be very carefully ascertained. In this age of Kali Yuga, again, very difficult. Too much pollution, atmosphere, etc. Number 3, Padarth, Dravya. The money you're going to use to perform that yajna, that havan, that yajna has to be pure. Shuklam yadravyam tasmad yagyamiritam. The Vedas are saying Shuklam means pure. What does pure dravya mean? Pure wealth. I work hard for my money. This is pure. No. Let's suppose someone is working for the government. Don't yawn too much. A little bit knowledge is important, very important. Now, sometimes philosophy is a little bit difficult. We like some little story. But story doesn't get us anywhere. We enjoy, that's all. We have a good laugh. A philosophy, we have to learn the correct thing. So, let's suppose someone is working for the government and you're supposed to work 8 hours. You honestly work 8 hours. You don't hide and take a break and you don't take a little sleep. And honestly, every day you work. Now when you get the pay, how much income tax you're supposed to give the government? You give honestly. You don't hide and make a little excuse here, there and everywhere. After you have done that, you take 10% and give in charity. Dashansh is called. We are supposed to give dan. 10% of your earning is supposed to at least 10% in charity. Who does? Then what remains, now you can take, that is shuklam, that is pure, you can do yajna. Difficult, impossible in Kali Yuga. The samagri that is being used in the havan has to be pure. Today it's so much mixture. People aren't honest. Dravya. Karta. The priest performing the yajna, the havan, has to have a perfect knowledge of Sanskrit. And has to be honest. Honest. Completely honest. Ooh, this Kali Yuga bhaiya. Number 5, I'm being brief here. Mantra. The ucharan, the mantra being said by the priest, by who is performing that yajna, whoever is doing that, has to be 100% correct. There's something called swar. Swar in Sanskrit, in Ved mantra, there's something called swar. Not letter. Not akshar. Swar. Swar means intonation of the voice. Swar. In Sanskrit, in Ved, just intonation of the voice changes the whole meaning. Not a letter. That's an intonation of the voice. There's a katha in the Vedas. Dushta shabdha swarato varnato va mithya paryuktu natham arthamaha savag vajjam yajamanam hinasti yathendra shatu swarato paradhat. Ved. There was a Rakshas who wanted to take revenge on Indra. Indra had done very wicked thing, as he always does. Indra, the king of heaven. So this Rakshas wanted to kill Indra. So he caught hold of the rishis, some rishis and munis, made them the priests, and had them perform a yajna. In that yajna, there was a mantra. Indra shatur vivardhasva. In other words, let Indra be destroyed. Now, that Rakshas, the demon, did not know Sanskrit. And these rishis and munis, they were being forced. So they changed one swar. The letters remain the same. They changed intonation of the voice in the beginning. And the whole meaning changed. So, Indra Shatur Vivardhasva, Indra Shatur Vivardhasva. It sounds the same, right? Nah, big change. The whole meaning changed. Instead of going up, the voice went down. The meaning changed. Let Indra be victorious. Let him win. And that Rakshas was killed in the war. While dying, the Rakshas said, "Hey Vishnu, this is an injustice. I perform a yagna that Indra should be killed and I am killed." Bhagwan said, "This is the fault of your priest, the Purohit, the one who will perform in the yagna. They changed a swar in the mantra. Then they should be punished. No, the judgment gets punished. The shruta. The judgment gets punished." So mantra, vidhi, according to the Vedas, that yagna has to be performed exactly 100%. Then you get the fruit. And if someone can do, all is impossible in Kali Yuga. If someone can do, what do you get? Swarg, heaven. About this Swarg, Bhagwan Shri Ram says in the Ramayana, एहि तन कर फल विषय भाई स्वर्ग हु स्वल्प अंत दुखदाई। जय राम श्री Bhagwan Shri Ram, he gave a lecture. Once he called everyone in Ayodhya. Ek baad Raghunath bulaye, Guru Duj Purvasi sab aaye. In 11,000 years that he stayed in the world, the Lord, once he called everyone, once only, and gave a lecture. Uttarkand of Ramayana. And he's saying to the residents of Ayodhya many things. Bare bhagya manushatanu pava, suradurlabh saragantha nigava. One of the things he said, that it is the greatest fortune for the soul to acquire birth in the human form. Greatest fortune. It is so difficult to attain. Sur. Sur means devatas. People don't understand what is Devta and what is a Bhagavan. Devta means people who live in heaven. This is a region in the material world called heaven, Swarg. And those who reside there are called Devtas. Agni, the god of fire. Vayu, the god of wind. Indra, the king of heaven, the god of rain. Kuber, the god of wealth, etc. So they are Devtas. We become Devtas. These devatas, they cannot get birth in the human form. They are begging and praying. Suradurlabh sadaganta nikava, Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying. And then he says, Ehi tan kar pal vishayana bhai, swargahu swalpa anta dukhadai. Hey, this human body which devatas are praying for, they are praying and begging for it. It's so valuable. It wasn't given just to enjoy the senses, sensual pleasures. Vishayana bhai. Nor was it given to go to heaven, Swarg. According to Sanatan Dharma, other religion, Christianity, Islam, etc., they talk about going to heaven. Not in Sanatan Dharma. Everything is there. But that's not the ultimate aim. Bhagwan is one in Swargahu Swalp. That there is no happiness there, no true happiness. And the worst part, Ant Dukkhadai, it ends in suffering. After you go to heaven, you're going to suffer. What does it mean? Shri Krishna says in Gita, Tetam bhuktva swargalokam vishalam kshine punye martyalokam vishanti evam tai dharmanupapanna gatagatam kama kama labhante. Chapter 9, verse 21, Gita. When one performs dharma, Varanashram dharma, I mentioned, Varan ashram, Vedic rites and rituals, etc., we acquire something called punya. As I told you, exceedingly difficult in Kali Yuga, almost impossible. But if someone can do, he acquires something called punya, spiritual merits, which will determine which heaven you will go to. Bhu, Bhuvaha, Swaha, Maha, Janaha, Tapaha, Satya, which heavenly region you will go to. And for how long? According to how much punya you have acquired. But when you go there and you start enjoying the pleasures of heaven, what happens? Kshine punya. That punya, which is so difficult to acquire, starts destroying. You work very hard for money and then you go and have a big party, spend all money. Drunk and fall in the drain. End up in the hospital. That's what you get for spending all your money. This is what's happening. You go to heaven, enjoy, and then finish. And what will happen? Martya lokam vishanti, kicked out. And then what will happen? Will we get back this? No. The Vedas tell us, avidyaya mantare vartamana swayam dhira panditam manyamana janghanyamana pariyanti murha andhe naivaniyamana yathandha. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kand, 8th mantra. Those people who read the Vedas and don't understand properly what the Vedas are saying and claim that the Vedas are saying to go to heaven, they are fools. Mudha. And those who listen to them and follow them is like blind leading the blind. Andhe nevaniyamana yathandha. One blind man hold the hand of another blind man. Oh, we're all the way in San Francisco Junction. I want to go to Kuberji's home. I heard there's satsang, there's Swamiji coming. I am blind, can someone help me? Another blind man thinks, oh, he doesn't know I'm blind. Hey, blind man, hold my hand. I'll take you to the home of Kuberji. One blind man take the hand of another blind man. You think they'll reach? They may end up in the hospital or in the morgue. Dead. Blind leading the blind. Ishta purtam manyamana varishtham nanya shreyo vedayante pramudha. Nakasya prishtete sukhtena bhutemam lokam hintanam bhavishanti. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kand, 10th mantra. The Vedas are saying there's people who want to go to heaven and think heaven is a great place and they do actions to go to heaven. They're not only ordinary fools, they're the greatest fool. Pramudha. The word murha means fool. Murk, stupid, foolish. And in Sanskrit, when you put the prefix pra before a word, it means the greatest. Pramudha. And the Vedman says, because he nataram bhishanti. After you enjoy heaven, because karma has been destroyed, while you're enjoying, the karma is getting destroyed. Kshine punye. Zero. You have to start all over again. We'll be thrown into the womb of dog, cat, donkey, worm, grass, tree. This is what Bhagwan Sri Ram says in the Ramayana when he says it ends in suffering. Anta dukkha dai. But if we don't understand, we don't know philosophy, we'll just read like a story. Everybody will enjoy with plenty music, orchestra, and plenty joke. Who understands what it means if you don't know philosophy? That's why majority of people, we're still preaching and claiming, no, bhaiya, do this, you will go to heaven. I want to go to heaven. You're the greatest fool. We don't know anything. So Swarg, so Karm, again extremely difficult in Kali Yuga, but if we do it, we can do it. If we can fulfill those 6 conditions, we'll go to heaven. And then what happened? That Karm gets destroyed. We go there and you start enjoying, the Karma is destroyed, you have to come back right here and suffer. One day we're in heaven as a Devata, celestial God, and next day we're in the body of a worm. A worm, dirty one inside the latrine, the toilet. Such a position of superiority to one of such inferiority. So heaven is not there. So what to do? So karma gets, Gyan gives moksha, destroyed. Karma gives heaven, destroyed. Then, let's hear. Jai Radhe, Jai Radhe, Radhe. Krishna, Jaya Krishna, Jaya Krishna,
Krishna, Jaya Krishna,
Jaya Krishna. Amar rahe ek bhakti chahan swarg apvarg radhe radhe amar ek
bhakti chahan swarg
apvarg radhe. Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Oh Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Oh Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe,
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe, Jai Radhe Krishna Radhe.
So the second line of that doha, Bhakti Shatak, verse number 61. So, Gyan Marai Dai Mukti Pada. Gyan can give mukti, then Gyan is destroyed. And there's nothing there. The Gyani experiences nothing. The path of karma, Vedic rites and ritual dharma, Varnashram dharma, give swarg if can be done, and then karma is destroyed. Karma marai dai swarg. But amar means immortal, never ending. Amar rahe Ik bhakti, only ik bhakti hi. Only bhakti stays forever. Bhakti, you do bhakti and you will get bhakti forever. What does it mean? In the Bhagavad Mahapuran, the beautiful Katha, 11 canto, once Videhanimi had the great fortune of meeting 9 Yogeshwars. The 9 sons of Rishabh Bhagwan, Rishabh Dev. He had 100 sons, 9 were Yogeshwar, God among yogis. Real yogi. They could go wherever they want. You have heard about the 4 mind-born sons of Brahma, Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar. They always remain 5 years old. Little boy, naked. And they go wherever they want. No one stops them. The same way these 9 Yogeshwars. They could go wherever they want. So, Videhanimi. Videha means Paramhans. One who has no feeling of the body. A great devotee. He had a great fortune. They decided to bless Nimi. He was performing a yajna to increase his bhakti, his devotion. And many questions were asked by Videha, having met Mahapurush. 9. Each one a different question was asked and they gave answer. And the question posed to Prabhupada Maharaj, few questions. One of the things Prabhupada Maharaj said, Bhaktya sanjataya bhaktya vibhratyutpulakantanum. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 3rd chapter, 31st verse. Prabhupada Maharaj says to Videhanimi, we do bhakti to get bhakti. In other words, one bhakti we have to do, and one bhakti we are going to get through the grace of a Rasik saint. A Rasik saint, there are many kinds of saints. A Gyani saint cannot give bhakti to you. What's Rasik mean? The word Ras is another name for Sri Krishna. The Vedas say, Raso vai saharasagwam hevayam labdhva nandi bhavati. Taittiriya Upanishad chapter 2 verse 7. The Vedas say Sri Krishna is Ras. In other words, he is infinite bliss, infinite happiness. Ras. So Sri Krishna is Ras and he is also Rasik. Rasik means one who is drinking that divine nectar of divine bliss, divine love of Sri Radha Krishna. He is called a Rasik. So Sri Krishna is a Ras and he is also Rasik. He is called Rasik Shiromani. The topmost among Rasik, drinkers of divine nectar, divine bliss. So only one who has attained that divine nectar, divine bliss of Radha Krishna can give it to another. You go to Gyani saint, Karmi saint, he's attained God, but he doesn't have that infinite divine bliss, divine love. He cannot give it to you. Ab uske paas hai nahi, kya denge? He doesn't have, how can he give? So first, look, if someone wants to give you something, we have to have a vessel to get it. Somebody says, I'm giving you milk free. You don't have to get cow or pay anything. I'm giving milk free. How much you want? Just bring a proper container. Bartan. Bring a cup, a proper vessel. So you bring a nice bucket to get milk, but the whole bottom part is missing. Eh? The whole bottom part is missing. You go, Bhaiya, give the milk. He throw the milk, all come. This is our bartan. You see this heart, this mind we have, this is a bartan, a vessel. We have to make the vessel. In order to get that divine love, divine bliss from Sri Krishna, from the Rasik saint alone who can give it to us. And how are we going to make that? How are we going to make this vessel? It has to be made pure. Nirmal man jan so mohi pava. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Sugriv in the Ramayana, Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, Nirmal man jan so mohi pava, mohi kapat chal chidr na bhav. Bolo Ram,
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Nirmal man jan so mohi pava, mohi kapat chal chidr na bhav. Bhagwan Shri Ram says to Sugriv, only those who are pure in heart, pure mind, can know me, see me, attain me. I cannot tolerate deception, deceit, fraud. His heart has to be made pure. And how to do that? Even Jagat Guru Shankaracharya, whom I spoke about last night, who's teaching the path of Advait, non-dualism, he says he's teaching his own mother. He says, Vishuddhayati hinantaratma Krishna padam bhoja bhakti mrite. Adi Jagat Guru Shankaracharya is saying to his mother, without bhakti, without the path of bhakti, love in Sri Krishna, the path of love in God, the heart, the mind cannot be purified. Bhagwan Sri Krishna says to Uddhav in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Yathagni nahe mamalam jahati dhmatam punah svam bhajate charupam atma cha karma nushayam vidhuya mad bhakti yogina bhajatyatho mam. 11th Canto, 14th chapter, 25th verse, Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran. Bhagwan Shri Krishna is saying to Uddhav, gold, he means gold. Gold in its original form has a lot of impurities. Dirt, impurity. How do you purify the gold? You heat it in fire. Any kind of gold. To purify, you heat it in fire. So Shri Krishna says, Uddhav, just as gold, when heated in fire, becomes purified of its dirt, impurities, glows and attains its pure form. In the same way, only when someone sheds tears of selfless love, bhakti, for Shri Krishna is the heart, the mind purified. No other way. Shedding tears of selfless love. Not just chanting. Without shedding that tear, no bhakti. But selfless love, not for the world, only for Shri Krishna. You have a very dirty piece of cloth. If you want to clean it, are you going to clean it in dirty water? You put it in dirty water, it gets more dirty. You need nirmala pani, pure water. So when we shed tears for the world, it is taking the dirty cloth of our mind and dipping it in dirty water, it gets more dirty. When we shed tears for Shri Krishna, or the saint who is Shri Krishna personified, is taking that dirty cloth and washing it in pure water. It gets purified. Only Hari Guru. Only. Again Shri Krishna says, Yatha yathatma Parimijyate sau mat punya gatha shravana bhidhanai. Tatha tatha pashyati vastu sukshmam chakshuryataivanjana samprayuktam. Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran 11 Canto 14 chapter 26 verse. Just like when the eye is diseased, when there's some disease in the eye, cataract, all these things. So nowadays you can do laser, there's so much medicine, cream, drop. In ancient times, we didn't have all of that. There was no all this laser and all these things, yes. But there was something even better. There was an Ayurvedic medicine called Anjan. It's not there anymore. Lost now. On Satyug will come back again. That medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, any disease in the eye and you apply it, that Anjan, slowly destroys the disease, and again we're able to see things clear again. Shri Krishna says, Uddhav, just as when Anjan applied to the diseased eye destroys the disease and we are able to see things clearly again, in the same way, while listening to the divine glories of the Lord, chanting the divine names, etc., we shed tears of selfless love. Is the heart, the mind purified. Nothing else works. Nothing. Except when we shed tears. No Gyan, no Yoga, no Karma, no ritual. Only shedding tears of selfless love. One medicine. This is bhakti. We have to sit down. Someone was asking me how to do this bhakti last night. We have to sit down quietly by ourselves. In the Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, ekaki. In a place of isolation, alone. When you do sadhana, alone. Ekaki. In the Vedas, it says, virvikta lagu bhavi. A lamp in a windless place flickereth not. The mind is very wayward, chanchal. So this isolation helps to quiet the mind. Keep it from wandering. Don't go in the forest or in a cave, in your home itself. In some place you can be alone. You can sit down quietly and meditate on Bhagavan. Make a relation with Him. 4 relations we can make. Dasya bhav, the Lord is my master, I am His servant. Love Him as a servant loves the master. Higher than that, Sakya bhav. The Lord is my friend, I am His friend, as you would love a friend. Higher than that, Vatsalya bhav. Loving God as a parent loves the child. Shri Krishna is my baby, my child. And the highest relation, Madhurya bhav. Loving the Lord as a lover loves the beloved, like the gopis love Shri Krishna. Make a relation. Love. Shed tears for Him. Realizing that my mind and heart is so dirty, instead of thinking about the Lord lovingly, my mind runs to the world in the dirtiest place when I try to meditate. This will make you shed tears. Slowly, the heart will become purified. So one bhakti we have to do to make the vessel, sadhana bhakti. In the Ramayana, Tulsidas ji gives a hint. He gives a hint in the Ramayana. Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bolo Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram.
Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, साधन सिद्ध राम पगने मोहि लखी भरत परत मत एहु बोलो राम
सिया राम जय जय राम
राम सिया Sadhan siddha ram paganehu. Neha means love. Love for the lotus feet of Ram, Bhagwan. Love for God is both a sadhan as well as a siddh. Sadhan means practice, siddh means perfection. Very few are able to understand the broader implication of this brief hint. What Tusidasji means is that originally we'll have to do sadhana bhakti, preparatory devotion, for making that vessel pure. We have to make the vessel first. Patra banana. We have to do sadhana. So sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti. We have to do sadhana. Sitting alone every day regularly. This is how we eat food every day for the body. We have to do sadhana every day for the soul, the atma. This body is material. Earth, water, fire, air and space. Kshiti jala pavaka gagana samira. 5 elements. So body is material, we give it material things. We give it roti, bread, rice, vegetables, soup. Huh? Now, can we give some rice and roti and vegetable to the soul, the Atma also? Who we are? No. Why? Because soul is divine. It's a fraction of Bhagwan. Mama evansho jivaloke jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. Chapter 15 verse 7 Gita, Shri Krishna says, the individual souls are eternal fractions of Him. So it's divine. So we have to give the soul divine food. What is divine food? When we sit down alone and we chant the name of Bhagwan, meditate. And while meditating, not just like a parrot. Do Maha Mantra. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Powerful mantra. It's called Maha Mantra. This is from Ved, that's why it's called Maha Mantra. One reason. From the Kali Santarane Upanishad. Secondly, it has 3 names of Bhagwan. Hari, Ram, Krishna. These are 3 names of Bhagwan. All equal. Don't think Ram is smaller and Krishna is bigger, so I'm going to say Hare Krishna first. In the Kali Santarane Upanishad is written, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Some of us think, oh, Krishna is bigger, so I'll say Krishna first. It's okay. It's one and the same. However you want to say is fine. So 3 names of Bhagwan, Hari, Ram, Krishna. The essence of all these 3 names, one is so attractive that he attracts everything to himself. Even the Paramhans gets attracted, who has no mind. But if we just chant like a parrot, without visualizing, thinking about Bhagwan, the word Hari, Hare, this is Sambodhak Karak. In Sanskrit, Sambodhak. It means addressing someone like, Hey, Ramesh. Hey, oh, Danny. Oh, Indira. You call in someone. So when you call up somebody, you think about a person. You don't just call somebody name like that. You're saying, Hey, Krishna, and you're not even thinking about Shri Krishna. Oh, Krishna. Oh, Ram. Oh, Hari. So we have to visualize Bhagwan. Take the help of some picture, murti, etc. That will help you in the beginning. Some other time I go in more detail. Sit quietly. Meditate. Make a relation. Increase your love. Shed tears, most important. Shed tears. So sadhana bhakti, preparatory, when you practice. And then eventually when the heart becomes completely pure, the vessel is made now, the bucket, the bottom is fixed. Now Guru can throw the milk, it will stay. Now Guru, who's a Rasik saint, will give that divine love of Sri Krishna through the Swarup Shakti of Sri Krishna. Because now if a saint, Rasik saint, were to give this divine love to an undeserving soul, in other words, the vessel has not been made, the mind is not pure, that person will be burnt to ashes. He can't give it, even if he wants to. Guru gives. People think sometimes, oh, he's given. We develop jealousy and we develop a negative feeling for the Guru. He's given this one more and not given me because maybe I don't have money and I don't have position. We do naam aprad, unpardonable sin. Guru gives to everyone alike. But it depends on the vessel. Who has a better vessel will keep more. You can't blame Guru for that. You work hard and make your vessel, you'll get more. This is in our hands. We have to do sadhana. Guru can't do for us, nor Bhagavan. You want more? Then make a better vessel. Huh? If you go for the milk and somebody has a very good bucket and they get a full bucket of milk and your bucket is broken in the bottom and all fall out, you're going to blame the person who's given the milk? No. I didn't bring a good bucket. We have to make the vessel. So that is the sadhana bhakti. And then siddha bhakti, perfect devotion, Guru, the Rasik saint will give. I mentioned last night the qualities of who is a Guru. We cannot accept anyone as Guru. Listen to last night's lecture. If you didn't hear it, you can go on to Facebook, Radha Govind Society. You can go on Bhakti TV. You can get the lecture. It's important to know who's Guru. Somebody can only give what he has. As I mentioned, blind leading the blind. Somebody is in Maya. He himself has not attained divine love, divine bliss. He is also under Maya, struggling, anger, greed. How can he free you from Maya? How can he give you divine love, divine bliss, divine knowledge? A beggar cannot give another beggar anything. So, bhakti is amar. You do bhakti and you will get bhakti. There's a bhakti we have to practice. And then when the vessel is made, when the heart becomes completely pure, it doesn't mean automatic. Then Guru will shower his grace. He's showering all the time. You will experience as you go along, according to how you make the vessel. And then eventually, when it's complete surrender, when the heart is completely pure, he will give the full power. You will attain God-realization. You will attain that infinite divine love, divine bliss, divine knowledge, divine vision, everything. Because now the vessel and bhakti is amar, eternal, never dies. Siddha bhakti. So in brief, this is an explanation of why we should do bhakti. You can do karma, but do karma. Add bhakti, any part you want, add bhakti to it. Even Gyan. Gyan alone will only give Atma Gyan. I explained last night. Atma Gyan, self-realization. But there's Vidya Maya that Gyani falls. To attain Brahma Gyan, knowledge of God, that Gyani now has to come and do bhakti. Karma will only give heaven. Impossible to do, but in Kali Yuga, but it will give heaven. If you add bhakti, this is the teaching of Gita. Shri Krishna says, do your duty, do dharma, add bhakti, karma yoga. Tasmad sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yuddha cha. The whole Gita, one verse, one line. Chapter 8, verse 7. First line. Shri Krishna says to Arjun, Tasmad sarveshu, at all place, kaleshu, all time. Ma manusmara, think about me lovingly, attach your heart to me with love, bhakti. And Yuddhacha, you are Kshatri, do your duty, fight the war. So duty, dharma, karma plus bhakti, that is karma yoga. That will give you Sri Krishna, Godization. And bhakti alone will give everything. Pure bhakti. You don't have to do anything else. So every path requires bhakti. Bhakti doesn't require the help of any path. Bhakti swatantra sakala sukha khani. Benu satta sanga na pavahi prani. Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying the Ramayana to the residents of Ayodhya, the path of bhakti, love in God selflessly, is swatantra, independent, free from all paths, doesn't require the help of any path. But without the association of a rasik saint, one who has attained that divine love himself, no one can attain it. He makes it very clear. So this is the gist of this little verse I mentioned last night. They can go on and on and on, but I'm trying to give the gist. So much philosophy is put in each verse here of this beautiful verse, Bhakti Shatak, verse number, Doha number 61. We'll hear more later on. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Radha Rani ki jai, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri